Absolutely.
And I almost caught the what was that? The corset, the little, the garnet.
Oh yeah, the garter. Oh
Yeah, the garnet. I was reaching for it, but it wasn't my turn, baby. It's not my turn. I would need to give it. It ain't my turn yet, baby. Listen,
I respect that. I respect.
This is poetry from Poetic G. Reality. This is real.
Good evening, ladies and gents. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm King George. I'm the owner of T.Y.I Production. I'm the curator of BLA.C.K magazine. And I'm here. Someone, a brother from the community. A chef. They call him Steph's Kitchen. Some call him what? The blue-eyed chef. Some call him Mr. Bud and Breakfast. So can we give it up one time for the brother? You already know, Steph's Kitchen. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. The entire inspiration behind Steph's Kitchen. Where did you get this from?
It was two things. I've always had a passion for cooking. I let everybody know. They asked me when did I start cooking. I started cooking when I was around 2. My father really inspired me to be cooking. I got tons of pictures and I see tons of photographs and stuff that looking back where I was in diapers helping my dad in the kitchen. But my dad tragically died when I was around 3. And from there, it's just always a passion of mine. So from there, I got connected with the church. Never really stayed in service. Always was in the kitchen with the big mamas. By the time it was time to be done, it was like, listen. They was like, listen, you gotta go off what you want to do. I'm like, well, my thing is cooking. Like, I want to cook. So I kind of started taking some culinary training after a certain amount of years. And then from there, you know, job after job, things really didn't go right. So I was like, listen, it's time for me to be able to step it up and do something for myself. And it really hit home when the pandemic happened because I had a cooking job around the time the pandemic started. So once it was like, they was like, listen, it's getting dry. We can't do nothing with you. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, I got this talent. I can do this myself. Like, there's no point for me to be sitting and have to wait for somebody else. I got everything I need right where I'm at. I don't need to have to go to somebody else's establishment and do what I do. And then also too, with their establishment, they have their rules. They're their recipes. They're their standards. They're their guidelines. When I created mine, I have my own standards, my own guidelines. I'm not going to put a cap on certain things. At certain times I go in certain restaurants and you want me to cook their French toast, but it's cooked a certain way. You can tell what cook is in the kitchen when certain people come, because some people like to put their spice on it. Some people like to do their own little touch. I don't really like to come in and follow certain rules. Like when I want to cook it with my love and my passion. I don't want to have it down to the science so that y'all know that this is this person's brand's French toast. When you taste my food, you know that it's Steph's Kitchen. You know that it's undeniable. It's a different taste. It's not like you go back and like, yo, I had French toast from 3 different places this week. Who was the best? You'll know who the best was. So like that. Once my father instilled that in me for that, it pushed me to the level to be able to create that and then create an opportunity for myself because it's always been in me. And the other little inspiration was my guy. He died 2 years ago from lupus. He was my brother, the first friend I met. I met him back in '89. I was born in '84. My skateboard was getting ready to go down the hill. He stopped it from going down the hill. It was just a young brother. One day I'm going down the hill. Skateboard was going. It was getting ready to go in the sewer hole. He stopped it. And then I was like, yo, what's your name? He like, Keith. I'm like, I'm Steph. We wound up being brothers growing up. 30 years. He wound up dying 2 years ago from lupus. But when I kind of started the Steph's Kitchen situation, when I looked at him, he was one of the people I looked at and said, hey, bro, do you think I can really do this? He said, bro, you've been cooking all your life, bro. Don't ever doubt yourself. And you make it happen. And the crazy thing is, before I started doing my first real show, he donated my first, like, 2 boxes of steaks that I did for that show. He donated, and then a week later, he wasn't around for the show because he wound up dying. So he never seen Steph's Kitchen take off. But he was one of the main roots, besides my father instilling this in me, to be able to do this. Because he was like, bro, I talked to a lot of people. I said, listen, they like, bro, get a job. They're like, you might can cook. You do this. You can. We understand that a lot of people cook, bro, but just get a 9 to 5. Don't chase your dream. I said, all right, cool. Keep on it. My brother, my cousin, my uncle, a lot of them was like, bro, get a 9 to 5. That's stable. That's something stable. You can't. If you work 7 days a week, you guaranteed to get a paycheck. You starting this kitchen thing and thinking that you can cook for people and you're gonna make money off of it. That's iffy. It might not work. This one dude stood behind me and said, bro, you got this. And as a matter of fact, to start this off, I'm going to donate this. Here you go.
That's a good friend, bro.
And then ever since then, I've been ripping and running. And a few times I had my days where I'm like, I don't like none of you. I don't want to do this no more. And a few times I sat down with my brother and looked at him and was like, bro, you right. I just need to get a 9 to 5, bro. Like, I need some type of income. Like, it's not happening for me. But then also too, I get that knock or that phone call that say, yo, we like what you're doing. We need you. And it's like, that's always been my spark to keep going.
Yes.
Because just like today alone, I had 3 people call me for events coming up in the next up and coming week.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But just a month ago, I was sitting here looking and talking to my brother again, like, bro, I don't know what to do. But now I got everything lining up. That's why I said, listen, if anybody out there, if y'all got dreams, y'all got goals, and when people tell you you can't, don't ever believe that. It might be shaky. It might be shaky. It might look scared. But I'm learning there's no risk without reward. You see what I'm saying? You got to put something out there. You can't keep saying, I'm playing it safe, but how long you going to keep playing it safe? You never going to get where you going to go. I know that before I die, like I said, my ultimate goal is to hit every state and hit 3 cities in every state for everybody to know who I am before I leave this earth. I'm 40 years old. I'm getting ready to be 40 this year. But before I check out, God willing, every state will know my name. If I can get it to be like McDonald's and be everywhere on every corner, and you look up, it's a Steph's Kitchen and bright signs, it's gonna happen. But before I go, I'm making that happen. It's gonna be a reality. Y'all gonna know it, whether it's the food truck gonna pull up into your city one of these weekends or one of these weeks, and each city I'm a hit. But I'm at least knock off every state in this United States before I check.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's been a goal since I was a kid. But that's the reason why too I'm passionate about this food truck. And I kind of used the little analogy before we started, because it's like I watch on the internet and I watch how certain stuff is publicized. You see what I'm saying? And certain stuff happen for certain people. And when you a certain type, especially me being a male, they think that, you gotta carry the bra, you gotta be strong, you'll figure it out. It's all nothing's gonna be handed to you. You gotta work hard for it. But I see everybody, few people get the handouts. I've watched people get it easy. It's not as hard as people say. They say it's not what you know, it's who you know sometimes. I know a lot. Because I know a lot, that don't mean that I'm gonna get plugged in where I need to be. It's some people that in positions where I'm not. They got food trucks, they got certain stuff, but they can't make money with it. They don't have the talent behind it. I have the talent behind me, but I can't get the equipment needed for my talent to even be able to be shown. So that's the reason why now I'm just at the point like, well, listen, I'm going to work hard, 10 toes down. It is what it is. Chasing my dream. I'm not going to let this stuff stop me. For these last 2 years, that my GoFundMe been up. It ain't do too much, but I'm still chasing my dream. I'm not letting none of this stuff stop me. And each time I'm making things happen better and better and better. So, yeah.
I like that.
Listen, when it comes down to this cooking stuff, it's a passion. This ain't something that's like I just do this for. Some people are like, yeah, I cook for fun. Yeah, no, this ain't that. Like, I live here. When I wake up in the morning, I'm cooking breakfast, I'm cooking lunch, I'm cooking dinner. I stay in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Most people will be like, all right, I'm out this joint. No, what we doing?
Yeah.
And don't let it be a situation like I told people when growing up, with being in the kitchen with some of the elders. I can cook for one like I can cook for 500 to 1,000.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Some people can only cook for one person. Some people can only cook for two people. No, I can cook for one like I can cook for 500 to 1,000, and it'll taste the same. It won't be different. It won't sway. That same taste, that same everything will be elite. Most people can't do it. Some people can mass cook, but it's not going to be the same. Something is going to be lacking. Some people don't have it in them to cook 5 pans of macaroni and cheese and all of them come out. You can go like this and be like, each one of them is exactly the same. You'll do it and you'll be like, hold on, this one lacking a little bit. This one might not have it. Or if you cook chicken, this batch of chicken just didn't cut it, but the first batch cut it. You see what I'm saying? It's certain things that certain people, you have it or you don't.
Yes, yes.
And I respect it with a lot of other things, but when it comes down to this kitchen, I'm passionate on it. I don't play games with it. I'm not. What we doing? If you step foot in here, are you a part of the ship? Don't step through these doors if you're not willing to help me or nothing. Because I look at everybody, be looking like, all right, you got a few seconds to hurry up. What are you grabbing? What you doing? All right, cool. Back to my routine. Because that's how we are in the kitchen. You have, and some people just be looking like, all right, well, I'm gonna just cook this, and this is some fried noodles, and then that's that. No, I'm making things happen. It's creativity. This is an art. This is how I express myself. Besides singing, and besides doing the, when y'all see me on the lives, if anybody tune in, if y'all do follow me, Steph's Kitchen. Y'all see me, I'm constantly in the kitchen and I'm constantly singing. I'm constantly making a few things happen. I'm going to give away a little jewel for y'all. That's the other thing that I'm ready to get ready to start trying to do too. I want to do kitchen karaoke. I want to bring the same thing that I do with my food and bring the loving songs of karaoke to the widespread audience. Okay. So that's something that I need y'all to look out for. I've been talking about it, whispering for about a year, maybe a year and a half. But I'm really going to bring it to light now. So that's why also, too, I'm speaking affirmation. That's the reason why I'm putting this in this video, so that y'all can see that, oh, he talked about that? Yeah. I'm letting y'all know when y'all see it come up, I spoke on it, it's happening, and y'all will see Steph's Kitchen out here singing his heart out and cooking his heart out.
I like that. Now I got a question.
Talk to me.
I got a question. You said that your father is one of your biggest inspirations, yes. Right? How have he inspired you? What lessons have you learned that help you put that into that food that you make every time you make it?
His culture, the culture from which he come from. My dad is not just I'm gonna say American because he became to America, but he was born in Jamaica. But so his background is extensive because his father is Cuban. You see what I'm saying? So him being Jamaican and mixed and being Cuban and then coming to America, meeting American woman, and then you see what I'm saying? All of these things got me like, oh, I'm not just fried chicken. I'm curry goat. You see what I'm saying? I'm oxtail. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? I'm a little red beans and rice. You see what I'm saying? I'm a little different. I'm not the same. You see what I'm saying? Everybody, some people grew up and it's just, we got macaroni and cheese, fried chicken, and that's it. No, I got a little bit of flair. I got a little bit of spice to me. And some people like it, some people don't. It's accordingly up to you. But once I found that out, I'm like, oh, so I'm not just, I know I'm black. Because we all black together. I know I'm not just black, but I got something deeper in me. You see what I'm saying? Okay, cool. Let me tap into these things, and I say, oh, this is what our culture. This is what we cook. This is what we eat. This is how we get down. And I could potentially make that, and then put my own flair and flavor to it, and make it my own for my culture. For you see what I'm saying? For my kids to be able to grow up and see, well, my kids. When I tell them now too, I got 4 kids. I got 2 girls and 2 boys. They now know that they are of a Jamaican Cuban descent. You see what I'm saying? I'm letting them know that because they don't know. They just think that they grew up black. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it. But they do have some ancestors to it. Plus, my mom's side she's part Indian, so they have some type of culture background. So when I found out about that, those are the type of things that I bring with my food. I bring a different feel and a culture to it. It's not just food. When you look at it, even when you see the aesthetics of it, you be looking like, that's just not food. That's not. And then when you taste it, you start looking around like, this is just not food.
Yeah,
this is something different.
Yeah.
This is something I really got to take my time. Most people sit there, you know how you go to places and you eat certain stuff. Some people scarf their food down and just try to. No, when you eat my food, you got to sit back and take your time and eat it. And you be like, all right, even if you eat some stuff fast, you stop. And then you be like, hold on, wait, I got to pause for a second. Because I don't really want to eat all this unless I'm going to get some more.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These are the reactions that I get. I've been to different places. I've ate in certain places, and the reaction is, all right, let me eat a little bit of this. All right, it was all right. I'm gonna be cool. But then to go somewhere and to have my food and to eat some, and sometimes you eat it, and then you see somebody cut their eye at you. They look and they be eating it, cut their eye at you, and be like, I can't. I'm gonna have to save this because if I eat all of this now, you're gonna get more of my money. I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not even gonna do it because if I eat this platter right here, I'm gonna have to buy another one. I hate how you do this, and some people tell me that they be like, "Yo, you do this really well, so you know that your food is good." To where if we get a platter now, we're gonna need another one before we leave. And I said, well, that's the dynamic of it. I put my heart, my soul, my passion into what I do. I can't say it no more. Like some people, they do it okay. I give it to them, but it's not just that. I'll cut the cameras on, and I'm in here like these plants is there. I'm singing to the food. It's something different. I'm in here enjoying myself. Like if this was an opera or something, I'm in here just a ballet. I'm in here just orchestrating and singing and twirling and dancing, and it's all just coming together as one symphony.
Yeah.
And even in chaos, I tell people this too. One thing that I got going on, which I'm trying to stick the stigma of, is I'm like Clark Kent or Superman. Everybody calls me last minute. Hey, yo, Steph, you think you can make this happen? Oh, sure, I got you. And then I throw on the cape. I come in here, and then it comes out. Everything comes out amazing. But I run myself rapping. But it's not too many people that have the ability or the capability of doing that. Yes. Some people say, yo, I had a caterer all the way up until the day of or the 2 days before. They ran off with my money. I need you to be able to go shopping, to be able to figure it out, come up with the menu, to do all of this, and make it happen. And all of a sudden, what happens? Yeah, I made it happen. And then they look and be like, I didn't think you would be able to pull it off. Well, you called me. Somebody told you to call me because they know that this is the clutch thing that I do, and I kind of don't want to be known for the clutch chef, but also too, I am that. I am somebody you can call and be like, yo, can I get a private dinner for, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just like tomorrow, bro. Like, you got the funds, we'll make it work. Let's go. Yeah. And just like that, out of nowhere, somebody comes walking through the door and is like, shop, and I'm standing there like, how you doing? So,
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
So, brother, let's get into Bud and Breakfast.
Talk to me.
How did Bud and Breakfast come about? Who did you partner with to start Bud and Breakfast? And I've been to one of the Bud and Breakfasts, and I had some chicken tenders. I had chicken and waffles.
The chicken and waffle,
and it was phenomenal.
Oh, I was doing all types of freaky stuff with the chicken and waffles. I was stuffing the waffles, and the chicken in the waffle. I was stuffing the waffle and the chicken. It was a bunch of different things. It was phenomenal. Yeah, I was doing different little freaky, little twisters. But Bud and Breakfast started. It was it kind of was a tricky situation because Sundays was always like family day. And we used to do family dinners. And family dinner stopped once my grandma passed. So Sunday dinner stopped. And I know we all had a crazy work week, so I started talking to my brother, cousins, and all of them was like, yo, let's just get together on Sunday and do breakfast.
Yeah.
Let's do breakfast every Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And that's how. And then when it started running, from there I talked with a few other people and was like, yo, let's just invite some friends. So I started inviting a few friends. Yeah. Then I realized I'm cooking. That person does it banking and accounting. That person does this. This person does that. This person's an actor, but this person's a writer. So I started saying to myself, let's do a social networking situation where I'll start inviting people from the internet now. I'll just go on my social media and say, hey guys, y'all can come out. And at first it was started at my home. Like I had it inside of my apartment. Yeah. It started with just in-home stuff. Y'all come because it was personal. It was first for family. Then it started. We went to social media, telling social media like, "Yo, tap in with me. This bud and breakfast. You see what I'm saying? It's a social thing. Come out, meet different people. You'll never know who you'll meet. You'll never know who you'll run into." Yeah. And I started doing it every day for a year. I mean, every week for every Sunday for a year, back to back, regardless if somebody came or not, full spread. You talking about 10, 15 pans of whatever food you can imagine, whether people showed up or not. Some food I had to give away, some food went to the wayside. It didn't matter. Consistently for a year, I did it straight up like that. Until one guy came, my guy Hank, he came and was like, yo, he came and said, yo bro, your food is amazing. I want you to know one thing, but I'm going to tell you, if you want this thing to go off the ground, you're going to have to take it from out your crib. It's like, I'm going to just keep it 100 with you. Like, you're not going to be able to do anything with it being here. So I was like, here, I got all the capital. You see what I'm saying? Like, the front, the door, that's mine. The food, that's mine. You see what I'm saying? And at the time, we was just networking, so it wasn't like I was paying for anything else. If I was giving out drinks, doing the mimosas still, but it was just all kind of bank. Then it went to a point where it's like, all right, now I got to find a venue. Now I need to be able to make a venue happen. I need to be able to reach out because now I'm at all of these different events. I know artists, I know comedians, I know poets, I know social influencers. Me being outside, so now it's like, let's make this something. So the first official bud and breakfast we threw from out my crib, I had Ken Jones host. I had Pretty Smiles come out. Who else? Lady Cash was there. Buzz was there. And Dell. So they all kind of did a crazy little set at that first bud and breakfast, which was amazing. And then that's what sparked the whole comedian situation, because everybody thought that this bud and breakfast was like a comedy tour for the first like 3 of them, because I had nothing but comedians coming out every week. They like, yo, oh my gosh, I'm trying to get on your comedy tour. And I'm like, I thought about that too. Bud and breakfast comedy tour. Yeah. Or I really want to call it an artist showcase, because I want poets, because I love to listen to poetry. One thing about poetry, I love listening to poetry, and comedy, I love hearing jokes. So, and besides that, we got artists. I deal with the person that I partnered with once I took it from the house was Rhyme Murder, Mr. Philly Fruit, Mr. P. Liddy, Mr. Thousand different jobs, you see what I'm saying, a million hats. So me and him partnered together to be able to take Bud and Breakfast to another level, and then from there, we've been running. You see what I'm saying? He grabs some of the talent, and I run the food. You see what I'm saying? He keeps some of the talent going between artists and vendors and everything else like that. He keeps that back in together for me, because I ain't really got time for it. I'm going to keep it 100. I tell people that all the time. Some people are like, well, why don't you make flyers, and why don't you do that? I said, one thing y'all don't understand is I try to live here. I try to live in this space. Anything outside of this, other people do it. You see what I'm saying? Like, I want to know how to make a flyer. I want to know how to do all of that, but I don't want to have time from not being in the kitchen. Why am I making a flyer when I could be making a meal? So, and somebody else does that, and I can utilize their talent and their skill when they might see something totally different and make my vision come true for me, because I'm in here making my vision come true. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Do you have any inspirations who are chefs? Any inspiring chefs who inspired you?
Growing up, I had a few. I used to stay watching Iron Chef growing up. So watching Bobby Flay, watching let me make sure I get his name, Mishi Misho. He's a Japanese chef. And even Gordon Ramsay. That's another guy who paved the way, because he was on everything. Hell's Kitchen was everything. And to see real rap, I'm gonna give him a shout out, Chef Millie. I'm gonna give him a shout out. Shout out Chef Billy. I met him a few times. He is a cool dude, but also too, you know, in this industry, you know, when you young and you know what I mean, and you run into people, they act like, you see what I'm saying? It's like, I met you, I was like, hey, you know, I see you on Hell's Kitchen, you see what I'm saying? I'm a young aspiring chef. He don't even know I'm making noise, but I'm like, and then, oh my gosh, cool. But I still love you. Shout out. Your food's always been amazing. You've been somebody that inspired me to be able to do what I do. You see what I'm saying? But, you know, sometimes certain superheroes, when you meet them, sometimes don't turn out to be superheroes. You see what I'm saying? But also, too, he did inspire me to have a dream, to see that man on that show and to make it, at least as far as he made it, especially coming from out of Philly, was top tier. One of my other two chefs, I'm gonna give a shout out to, I don't even know if they're around, but I'm gonna say Matthew Lang. He's executive chef Matthew Lang. That's who I did my externship once I got out of culinary school. I did that 2 years with him down there at top of the tower at 1919 Art Street. It no longer exists. We was on the 50th floor. They made it some of a bistro, but I don't think he's around. I don't know what he's doing now. But when I first got out of culinary art school, he kind of like molded me to kind of like be a real beast, to be in there. And he's like, listen, it's relentless. That's the reason why like I want to be in the kitchen. Like he was the type that he didn't go home. You see what I'm saying? If he took a cat nap, he cat napped inside the office. You see what I'm saying? And he had a house. I'm like, bro, you can go home. He like, nah, I'm gonna catch 20 minutes in here and we get ready to go run more stock to make Jones for the other. And I'm like, oh, all right, cool. I'm cool. You want me to go home? You here? No, we here. I was running up a tab when I first got out. You see what I'm saying? Like 200, darn near 200 hours in the kitchen. You see what I'm saying? No sleep. You talking about darn near 20-hour days most days. Like you're not doing too much of nothing. So that's why I say I still kind of got it in me. Sometimes I'm a little older now. I ain't got 20 hours always in me, but for the most part, I'm in the kitchen whipping it. So them guys was the guys that kind of like showed me like you gotta be it when you come in here. And thing about Matt was so cool when he came in. He was like the cool kid. So it was like when he walked in, it was like, oh, chef on deck, but he was just had the little. It was a white guy, but had a lot of swag. So when he walked in, it was just like, oh, all right, it's good to be in his presence. And even when he ordered you around, some people get chefs misconstrued. Yes, chefs are assholes. Yes, they tell you what to do. They're stern. They're strict. They're not gonna do none of that. He kind of gave you that stern feeling, but still made you feel like you was worth something. Because if you ever been in the kitchen, or if you ever listened to kitchen talk, you talk to like shit. Some people don't like being in the kitchen because it's like, yo, do what the fuck I said do it now. And you have chefs that take their knives and come in and do that, and you're responsible for doing that. So if he's the executive chef, he came in and just sliced this pineapple and dirtied it up and left it there, that's your responsibility. You see what I'm saying? And some of them will do that just to be smart, just to test you. So you have to have the resilience and patience to be in the kitchen to be able to do that, especially following chain of command. It's almost like the army a little bit. And if you ain't got it in you, you're not gonna last. But when you make it to the top, and you make it to the top, and you're the top dog doing that, it feels so good sometimes. It feels so good sometimes because I've been in the kitchen where they like, well, Steph, this is all you, and I come in and be like, not to be smart, but be like, and they be looking like. Y'all know y'all gotta get that up. You see what I'm saying? Because sometimes in the kitchens, some people just stand around. Sometimes stuff they'll be busy, they don't have nothing to do. Sometimes there is some downtime, like any other position. So when it's downtime, sometimes you see people sitting around. Some chefs will be smart and be like, He got a little dirt on the floor. Give y'all something to do. And it's harmless fun, but also too people be like, yo, he an asshole. Like, why would he do that? Like, this shit was clean. Now we gotta sanitize it. We gotta do all of this shit. And now inside your heart, I might thinking I'm being funny and all of that and everything else like that. But then to the employees, now you labeled as the asshole chef that want to be the dick.
Yep. Yeah. You already know, man. And, what's some of your favorite dishes that you have created, and what's some of your personal favorite dishes yourself too, but even some that you have just made for different events and different people that they love so much?
Well, the teriyaki salmon go hard. For some reason that went hard. Like one day, like I was just doing the salmon regular, because I do salmon so many different ways. I stuff it. I got crab meat with the spinach. It's all that. So, and then one day I did a stuffed salmon, and my teriyaki glaze from my chicken hit the salmon. And I was like, oh, it messed it up. Oh, it just... Somebody was like, I was like, yo, you want that, Joe? They taste it. It's like, Steph, did you taste this? She's like, no. I said, that's my teriyaki chicken. You said, that's for the teriyaki chicken. He's like, dog, you ain't put that on the salmon. I said, I know the salmon good anyway. He was like, no, did you put it on the salmon? I said, no. I said, taste it. I said, by George, we got something. And after that, that was every event. That was the main situation. I'm talking about anybody that came out was like, yo, let me get that teriyaki salmon. And that's the reason why when I made the theme song that I did, I said the teriyaki salmon with the mac and cheese. Because the mac and cheese always hit. That's the number one that go. If I make 2 pans of macaroni and cheese, 2 pans of macaroni and cheese is gone. It's never a time that I make macaroni and cheese macaroni and cheese stay around. If I make 1 pan, it's gone. If I make 2 pans, it's gone. If I make a 3rd pan, they probably just gonna eat that too. So it's never a time that my macaroni and cheese stay around whenever I'm cooking. Only thing that might stay around sometimes is maybe a vegetable. But even then, I've learned to be able to cater to vegans and other ethnic situations. Yes. I've learned a lot of dietary restrictions for certain people, so some of the food now that I'm cooking it with a little bit more reserve. Okay. It's wholesome. Everybody can get it. Like, quiet as cat. Most people still think that a lot of the soul food that I do is actual soul food. No, people, y'all been veganized. I've been eating real light for a while, vegan butters and other stuff like that. So everybody that was like, oh, I want butter. Yeah, that butter vegan, y'all. I want y'all to know that. So the rice and all of that, all of the little stuff that I can know that will go either way is made vegan now. So there's no extra stuff on it. So all of the extra stuff you liking is healthy stuff. I want y'all to know that. You see what I'm saying? I switched the picture of y'all for a second, and for some reason, y'all ain't noticed, but y'all like it, so we gonna leave it there. Y'all eating a little bit more healthier now.
Yo, man, I hear that you're very passionate about the food, what you do. Most importantly, is important to be passionate about what you do, but most importantly, right now, right? What do you have to say for young aspiring chefs?
Oh, young aspiring chefs. If you got it, and that's the thing. I started young, but also too, rocky roads. But if you got it, like when you got it, and you know that that's something that you want to do, run with it. I kind of like, life hit me. So certain things that happened, like I didn't write my cookbook yet. Like I have tons of things that I want to be able to do. Like I really haven't sat and took the time to be able to write that out or make that happen for myself. But if you have that right now, run with it. Whatever classes you're taking, whatever you're doing, if you want to be able to start your own business and be a young entrepreneur, catering and doing certain things, talk to your parents. See if you can get them to push it back, or an older person, whether it's a cousin, a good friend, whatever, to be able to push you, to be able to inspire you, to be able to make them things happen. Because if I had a better backing as a youth, I probably would have been farther along. But this is all me coming from a grown man just trying to make a dream come true. This was something that I had from a kid. This talent's been in me since a kid, but it took basically the pandemic to bring it back out of me. Okay.
There's a lot of things that transpired in the pandemic, and to be honest with you, brother, it's really good to see that you did pop out throughout this pandemic because man, the food is phenomenal.
Thank you.
This guy catered me and my wife's wedding, right? The food was phenomenal.
Thank you.
This guy catered me and my wife's wedding, right? The food was phenomenal. I mean, chicken, mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, asparagus, what else? The greens, everything was to a T. Everything was on point, and he gave us great entertainment. So yo,
I told you I sing. So I was out there, I was singing, dancing. We was doing soca. We was out there doing everything, line dances. Listen, I sparked it off.
Absolutely.
And I almost caught the what was that? The corset, the garnet.
Oh yeah, the garnet.
The garnet. I was reaching for it, but it wasn't my turn, baby. It's not my turn. I would need to hear it. It ain't my turn yet, baby. Listen,
I respect that. I respect that so much. And before we even wrap up, where can the people find you at, man? Where
you
can they
can find me on Instagram, Steph's Kitchen 216. You can find me on Facebook. It's Stefton J. Rodriguez, which is my full name. It's still my kitchen page. For some reason, Facebook has gotten weirder and weirder. It's hard to kind of navigate it. So it's like, they made my name, but it's like my business profile is up, but they have my name. So it's like, so it's Stefton J. Rodriguez on Facebook, and Instagram is Steph's Kitchen 216. Follow me, man. Oh, and on TikTok is Chef Steph 216. Chef Steph 216. Yeah. I forgot I do got a TikTok.
Y'all heard it from the man himself. Y'all check out Steph's Kitchen. He got an ad in B.L.A.C.K magazine right now that's flowing right now in the magazine right now. And they got a list of all the things that he doing, how his food was laid out, and to give you all his pricings and everything that he doing. So peace and love, y'all. Y'all know who it is. King George, the owner of T.Y.I Productions, the curator of B.L.A.C.K magazine, always coming out, popping out to the chef kitchen himself, Steph's Kitchen. Shout out to the brother once again. Peace and love.
Alright.
The whole world sing that poetry, cause after this song, the whole world gon' know me. Cause after this song, the whole world sing the poetry.